Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our South Park character dialogue series. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and for that, I thank you. At this point, you should have your own South Park character traced, or if you don't, the file that I'm going to be using is in your downloads. You'll see O1SP starting point, and you can open that to get a good idea of, or to get a file that you can use if you haven't already created your South Park character. So just a couple things before we get started. You're going to notice that one, we don't have a mouth for our character. We will be drawing that later on, so don't worry about that because it kind of, I'm not going to lie to you, it looks a little freaky right now. And you'll notice that I have different objects on different layers. So the hair is on a layer. Oh, nice. Glasses is on a different layer, the eyes, so on and so forth. You get the idea. So I have separated each of the items. It's nice to have items on different layers because if you want to work with them later, it's a lot easier to do so. But in order for something to move in Flash, in order to animate it, it has to be a symbol. And I can't just take all of this and convert it to a symbol, because what's going to happen is it's going to squish it all down to one layer, and that's really not what we want. So what we're going to do, we're going to take each of our layers here. I'm just going to click on frame 1 of the hair layer. So I want to select all of my frames. So I'm just going to click the topmost one. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to hold Shift on my keyboard. And that didn't seem to do it. So we're going to try that again. There we go. That time it did it. So all I did was you select one frame, go down to the bottom one or top, whichever direction you're going. Hold Shift on your keyboard. That's going to do it to me again. Maybe it works better from bottom to the top. And this way, everything is selected on my screen. I'm not going to copy because I don't want to copy the objects here. I want to copy the frames. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click on the frames while they're still all highlighted, and I'm going to choose Copy Frames. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create that symbol that we're going to use to actually animate our character. So I'm going to go Insert, New Symbol. I'm going to make sure that the type is set to graphic, and don't worry about this little drop down. If you might only be seeing this right now, which is totally fine, and that's actually a little bit better. I'm going to name this character. We're going to give it a meaningful name, and that's what's going to be in our library here in a minute. And I'm going to make sure that the type is set to graphic, and I'm just going to press OK. Now notice that I'm in isolation mode, so I'm actually inside that graphic container right now. I'm not on the main movie. I'm actually inside the graphics, and it's asking me what do you want it to look like. So I'm just going to click on frame 1 of layer 1. I'm going to right click now, and I'm going to choose paste paste frames. And you'll notice not only does it paste our frames, but it keeps all of our layers intact. And this is going to make things a lot nicer later on when we want to manipulate things and possibly move things around. So there, I'm done. I'm still inside the character though, so I'm going to go back to scene 1. Now the thing is, if I look at my library, there's my character sitting there. So I really don't need these drawings that are on the main timeline anymore. All I have to do is I'm going to delete all of my layers. So either select them all and delete them, or delete them all except for one, or what you can do is just go through and delete them, depending on how many layers you have. And I'm just going to delete them one by one, make sure all my layers are clean, so I'm going to get everything off the stage. I'm going to rename the layer to character. And then I'm just going to take my character from the library, and I'm just going to drag it onto the stage. And there it is. And what this allows us to do now is now we've got a character that can move. So we've got something that if we wanted to have them walk across the screen, and I'm just going to resize it a little bit. And now I can actually have my character walk across the screen. So if I went over here and put in a keyframe, I could have my character go to the other side. Insert classic tween, and now we have a character that will move. Now if we had left everything the way it was before, where everything was drawn, this really wouldn't have worked. So all you have to do, again, take all of your layers, go inside a graphic symbol by going Insert, New Symbol, and create a graphic, and paste all of your frames there. And what that will do is give you a character that you can actually move around on your screen. And what we're going to do in the next series is we're actually going to make this character talk. We're going to start making mouth positions. So at this point, you probably want to save your file, and you can use it for the next session.